About politics, President William Ruto, Prime Cabinet Secretary Mudavadi have called for unity among leaders for the realization of Kenya Kwanza development agenda. The leaders who were speaking at Kakamega State Lodge Friday said development can be realized in Western if leaders speak with one voice. They said campaigns were over and that Kenyans should come together as one.
Sisi tuko na furaha, President.
So it is a government where our people, our community, our region is properly represented. My people, if ever there was a moment to break the jinx of disunity, it is now. And Your Excellency, we will do so following in the path you have laid to lead us to prosperity as a people and as a nation.
Kiongozi wetu Mudavadi. Na mimi nataka kukuhakikishia Mheshimiwa Wycliffe, tangu mwaka wa 2016 mwezi wa Disemba ukiwa 31 tukukalishe kwa kiti kama mnenaji wa eneo hili na mzee Philip Masinde. Mpaka sasa hatujaweka mtu mwingine, hakuna sherehe kama hiyo. Hatukuweka. Mtu alikwambia kwamba kulikuwa na sherehe nyingine kama hiyo, unasikia? Zile mikutano zote tulikuwa nazo katika Buhungu zilikuwa mikutano za kisiasa.
They have pronounced that the direction now is William Samoei Ruto. Hakuna porojo wengine. And I'm standing here to plead with you kwamba tafadhali, na nitaonyesha wengine hapa ambao hatukusimamisha. We shall be as strong as you make us in the government of William Samoei Ruto. We shall be as strong as you make us. If you choose that we should be weak in the government of William Samoei Ruto, it will be a decision because you will have made us weak. If you want all these leaders to be strong in the government of William Samoei Ruto, then also make the decision of making these people strong in his government.
That was yesterday in Kakamega County, but today we go to Vihiga County, where a section of Luhya leaders are holding a meeting with Prime Cabinet Secretary Mudavadi. The event is taking place in Vihiga County. Let us now link up with our reporter Alan Ochanda for an update. Alan Ochanda, seems like everyone is trooping to Western Kenya, trying to make the region just gel together and speak in one voice. What do you have for us today?
Well, Dennis, yes, indeed, is actually the Thanksgiving ceremony, of course, bringing together leaders of Western Kenya here, and of course a host of denominations, and of course from there, after the church service, the prayers, of course, praying and thanking His Excellency President William Ruto for having appointed the son of this region, that is Mudavadi, the position of Prime Cabinet Secretary. And so he's actually accompanied by a host of local leaders, of course, elected leaders. We've also seen here the PS, Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Higher Education here. We've seen a host of elected leaders here. And of course, in such a function, in such an exercise, you cannot really rule out politics, because of course since the day before yesterday itself, we saw the president here, William Ruto here, accompanied by national and local, and of course elected leaders from this particular region. So we saw an array of issues from the local elected leaders here, really bring bring to the attention of the president, including the reviving and resuscitating of the sugar sector here, and also just ensuring that some key pressing issues that they feel have been neglected in the past government, they really want them brought to the attention of the head of state. And so let's just speak to one of the leaders here, MP for Sabatia, Clement's lawyer here, to just give us some of the issues we really expect to be addressed here in this particular gathering here. Karibu sana mheshimiwa. Maybe you actually accompanied here the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and a host of leaders here, PS Higher Education. What do you expect from this visit here?
This visit is important. First of all, we know prayer is important. And since the elections were done, we are meeting for the first time as leaders from Vihiga County, of course led by our Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi. And here, the church leaders want us to unite to forge a common front moving forward. One of the issues that are here is we are thanking God, and the clergy are thanking God on behalf of the Vihiga County fraternity that our son, Musalia Mudavadi, was appointed the Prime Cabinet Secretary, and we all are happy. And we are sure that there are many appointments that are coming forth, because through this prayer, we are going to realize a development, because we are addressing development issues. We've been behind in development, in the development agenda of Kenya, because of not aligning properly to the governments that were there. But now we are properly in government. We need to ensure that we are using our position very well inside this government to ensure that we are getting good roads, we are getting schools done, we are getting the community developing to greater heights than we are today. Yes.
Well, when you actually, the PCS was addressing early in the morning when it's actually commissioning the lighting of streets in Vihiga town, we saw they were actually talking about just ensuring that you, the elected leaders, irrespective of the political parties that actually propel you to parliament, that you should be speaking in the one language. Do we maybe expect that politics will also take center stage here? And of course, also remember that before elections, you had a pre-election pact, UDA for Kenya and ANC, that one of the issues was actually to ensure that you have 1,000 kilometers of roads done in Western Kenya. Do we expect politics and development too?
First of all, before we came to this congregation here, the prayer service, we passed through the governor's office. You know, governor is elected on another formation. You know, governor was an Azimio candidate. Our Prime Cabinet Secretary, of course, was in ANC, and me here speaking, I'm the MP Sabatia on UDA ticket. But you can see, we've come together. We have met all the MCAs today and the governor, and we have agreed that we are going to forge a common front. We want to leave politics behind us. 5 years is a long period to be in the opposition. So we have agreed collectively to be in this government, to support the Ruto government, to support, it is our government. And through the leadership of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, we've come together, we have made sure that we are not going to speak on political fronts. We are going to forge a common united force where we can propel our agenda to the next level. And we've just commissioned the lighting systems at Mbale Market, and we expect to spread the same to other regions because we have found that insecurity has taken a center stage. We are ahead of the Christmas holidays. People are being mugged, others are being cut, harmed. And so we are here as leaders to ensure that we are passing our prayer to those people, the victims of such circumstances, and ensure that we are getting the security situation focused. And here, I don't see if there is going to be any politics at this congregation. What we are doing, we are praying for our own self, we are praying for our people, and the church leaders are praying for us to ensure that we move forward as a team and realize the development we all hope for.
Nice. Yeah. Well, thanks so much. Well, Dennis, this is actually the member of parliament for Sabatia, Clement's lawyer here, really saying that, of course, they're now reaping the fruits of actually having really put hands together and heads together to form the Kenya Kwanza government. So some of the issues here, I remember that in the morning, the PCS was actually in Mbale, a town, of course, here in Vihiga County, just commissioning the street lighting projects here. And so when the speeches time really comes, you also want to listen to them because, of course, some of them were, several of them were actually propelled to the National Assembly through different political parties. But the MP are really saying that they really need to speak from a common front to ensure that their language is actually development to and the services to the people who elected them. Dennis.
Alan Ochanda coming for us live from Vihiga County. We'll be bringing you more details on that in your subsequent news bulletins. But now, let's take a short commercial break. Weekend at 1, we'll be back with much more.